topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Powerful Business Strategies, where you will find out that everything you have ever learned about growing your business is wrong. Finally, a show where you'll learn the right way to grow your business by learning business and financial strategies that your competition isn't doing. And now, here is your host, President of Next Step CFO, Michael Barbarita. And joining Michael for today's show as an executive moderator is Chucky Obia.
Yes, this is Chucky, and I believe that gratitude is undefeated and growth is about the next step. And it is an honor for me to moderate today's discussion with my good friend, Michael. Michael, how are you?
Great, Chucky. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it's the holiday season, so I am in a gift-giving mode. How about that, Michael?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Those are good moods to be in.
Okay.
So as Chucky said, my name is Michael Barbarita, President of Next Step CFO. And Next Step CFO is a fractional CFO and strategic implementation firm. And our vision is to ensure overwhelmed business owners achieve the time freedom and consistent profits to build a legacy and the life they desire. Our mission is dedicated to guiding small business owners to leveraging their time, exploding their profits, and building a meaningful legacy. The show, Powerful Business Strategies, in our book of the same name, is a step towards accomplishing that vision and mission. So with that, I would like to hand it back to my co-author and moderator for the show, Chucky Obia.
Michael, look, I'm really excited about today's episode, Premium Pricing Power, Why Discounting is Killing Your Business. And before we get into the insights, Michael, that you've prepared, just want to note to the audience, quick disclaimer note, Michael and I are both affiliated with a number of different organizations. I currently serve as the Managing Director of Business Development for Vedder Price, a global business-focused law firm. In addition to that, it's truly an honor to collaborate with Michael to moderate business roundtables coast to coast and document those insights for our book, Powerful Business Strategies. And please note that the views expressed on this show are our personal views based on our successful experiences. And my mission as a fearless moderator is to ask the right questions to help you, the listener, learn the best strategies that the competition isn't doing. With that, back over to Michael.
Thank you, Chucky. So I'd like to start with a little inspirational comment as well as a business tip that I think would be very valuable, especially for those business owners who don't have a big advertising budget. But what struck me this morning is when I was driving and passing all these businesses opening up for the day, I was thinking that behind every open sign, every establishment that was open, there's someone who decided to bet on themselves, someone who looked at the safe path and said, not for me, I'm going to create something. And these aren't just businesses, they're dreams made real. Yes. That restaurant, someone stayed up late perfecting recipes while their friends were out there having fun. That auto shop, someone learned every car system inside and out while others were watching TV. That small tech company where someone coded through the night while their kids were sleeping. Every successful business started with a single brave decision to stop following somebody else's rules and start writing your own. To trade security for possibility, to build something that matters. And here's what's amazing. When times get tough, when others quit, you just work harder, you think smarter, you dig deeper, because that's what business owners do. We don't just chase success, we create it.
Yes.
So before I get into the topic of our show today, I do want to share what I consider to be a very valuable business tip, especially for those solopreneurs who don't have big ad budgets or any small business who is struggling and needs to pick up their sales a little bit. And this is definitely one of those tips that your competition isn't doing. So let's just suppose you're an electrician who just got this glowing review from a customer named Sally Jones about her new generator installation. So instead of letting that review just sit on Google or Yelp, turn it into neighborhood gold. And here's how. So you send personalized letters to 20 homes around Sally's address. So 20 homes around her neighboring address. And you say, in that letter, you say, your neighbor Sally Jones had this to say about her generator installation. And you include her review. And you also include at the end your position of market dominance at the end of the letter, or your unique selling proposition. And why does this work so well? Well, people trust their neighbors' recommendations more than more than regular ads. And it's targeted to the exact neighborhood demographic you want to be in because you just service the customer in that neighborhood. And the cost is minimal. It's just printing and postage. The timing is perfect. When one homeowner gets a generator, others seem to follow, kind of a keeping up with the Joneses syndrome. And so this isn't theory. I've seen small business owners really get something out of just one positive review and turn it into multiple new customers in the same neighborhood, creating a ripple effect of referrals. And Chucky and I have been interviewing business owners for our upcoming book called Powerful Business Strategies. I should say not our upcoming book, but our next edition of our book.
Yes.
And and if you'd like to share, and a lot of the strategies that we have don't require big budgets. So if you'd like to share your insights about how this approach might work in your industry, among other business strategies that your competition isn't doing, we should talk. And so you go to nextstepcfo.net/contact. That's nextstepcfo.net/contact. Fill out the contact form, and in the message box, type book interview, and we will schedule it. And that's just something, a tip I thought I would share this morning.
Great.
There's also something new that I'd like to share as well, Chucky. And so if any listeners out there have a business problem that they'd like us to answer, or a business question or a strategy that you'd like to ask about, please email us at ask@nextstepcfo.net. That's ask, A-S-K, at nextstepcfo.net. And it doesn't matter what the business problem is or the question, we will answer it for you. There are a couple of things, though, that we do ask. Number one, please state whether it is something we can answer on the air or if it is confidential. And of course, if it's confidential, we won't put it on the air.
Correct.
We would call you with it. And number two, so that we can call you, please provide your phone number, because business problems can be complex and we might need more clarity or context behind your email. And that email address again is ask@nextstepcfo.net.
That's great.
So today we're going to talk about something that's killing your profits and destroying your business, and that's discounting your prices. Just last week, I was working with a client who runs a successful service business. He looked at me and said, Michael, I have to lower my prices again because my competitors are dropping theirs. Now, and he also added that he's working harder than ever, making less money. And does that sound familiar? Well, everything you've ever learned about pricing is wrong, and I can prove it to you in today's show. And did you know that companies that compete on price are 3 times more likely to fail than those that maintain premium pricing? Yet,
Wow.
Yeah, most businesses still think lowering prices is the answer to competition and is a great strategy. And what's interesting about that is that most profitable companies in any industry are usually the ones with the highest prices, not the lowest. So over the next 40 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to shift from competing on price to commanding premium rates. And I'll show you how one business raised their prices by 75% and actually increased their customer base. And even better, their customers thanked them for the price increase. And I'm going to reveal what I call the premium price formula, a systematic way to raise your prices while actually making your customers happier with your service. And the best part is once you understand this formula, You will never, ever have to compete on price again. So grab that pen and paper, because I'm about to share strategies that will completely change how you think about pricing in your business. And if you're driving, don't worry about it. You can catch this episode again on our podcast at powerfulbusinessstrategies.com. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about how to command premium prices in your business, and I promise to show you exactly how to do it. So let me tell you about Alex. Alex runs a successful HVAC company, and like most contractors, he was trapped in that price war game, constantly matching or beating competitors' pricing, offering discounts, running specials, and he was busy, but oh God, he was barely profitable. So he implemented a system called Value First Pricing System, and the first thing he did, which was incredibly smart, which was everybody should do, is he analyzed why his customers chose HVAC companies. And he found that 85% were worried about system reliability, 75% were concerned about energy costs, 90% feared making wrong decisions, and 70% wanted peace of mind. And instead of competing on price, he created 3 tiers. And that's the key here. You've got to create these tiers of service, tiers of offerings, tiers of products. So what Alex did is he created what he called an essential care tier. And this was a basic service. It's 2 seasonal tune-ups. It included a 21-point inspection of all the systems, filter changes, basic cleaning. And, you know, we had the standard response time to emergencies, regular inspections, basic warranty, had phone support. But then he had an upgrade. That upgrade was total, what he called the total protection tier, which included priority service, which was a same-day response, energy monitoring, extended warranty, which is a 2-year coverage on all repairs and parts, where his standard service was just 1 year. He had a 24/7 emergency coverage and a guaranteed 4-hour response time with no overtime charges. And then he did these seasonal tune-ups, which was a quarterly comprehensive system optimization inspection. And then he also, in this tier, he also said that there was fixed pricing for 2 years. And of course, no surprise fees. And then he had this upgrade called Premium Peace of Mind tier, which was instant response, 2 hours guaranteed versus 4. System monitoring, which is real-time performance tracking of all their systems, a lifetime warranty, a complete coverage on all repairs and maintenance. This was instead of the 2 and 4 year guarantees. I'm sorry, the 2 and 1 year guarantees. And then energy guarantees. If the bill increase, listen to this one. He had an energy guarantee in his premium service tier, where if the bill increased, they would pay the difference. So if the amount of amps or whatever they use in that business increased per amp, they would pay the difference. I was shocked to see that. And then free repairs, all repair costs included in the membership, and annual upgrades. And then Sandra, who had this cleaning service, she created these comprehensive experience tiers. And I'm going to try to cover as many businesses as I can with the time that we have, because a lot of people don't think that these strategies can work in their particular business. And I'm telling you, they can. So Sandra, who had that cleaning service, she created these comprehensive experience tiers where she had a basic cleaning, where it was a standard cleaning, a thorough dusting of all surfaces, edge vacuuming of all floors, complete bathroom sanitation. And then from a scheduling standpoint, in that basic tier, she had consistent weekly or bi-weekly time slots with the same team. It was kind of the regular scheduling that she always has done. And then basic products, which included professional grade cleaning solutions, a quality checklist, and a 25-point inspection after each clean. Then she had an upgrade to a healthy home tier. And it included deep sanitation, where a hospital-grade disinfection of all surfaces, including doorknobs, light switches, and high-touch areas. She had air purification, which included what's called a HEPA filtering cleaning, vent sanitation, and air quality testing, which nobody does in the cleaning business. Allergen control, which was specialized treatment for dust mites and pollens, and health reporting, a monthly detailed report on the air quality improvements, bacteria reduction, and allergen levels. And then she came up with this total transformation tier. So everything in the home, healthy home tier, plus custom storage solutions, seasonal decluttering services, space optimization, a cleaning education, which included family workshops on maintenance, stain removals, green cleaning techniques. And then she had this lifestyle consulting, which created personalized systems for maintaining cleanliness between visits, including family chore charts, which I thought was interesting, and maintenance. And what's fascinating is that in both businesses, customers actually thanked them for offering these premium options because they just weren't selling services anymore. They were selling solutions to real problems. And so let me explain exactly why this tiered pricing approach works so powerfully for both businesses. For Alex's HVAC company, the tiered system worked for three critical reasons. It shifted the entire conversation away from price comparisons. And when competitors were saying, "We'll beat any price," Alex was saying, "Choose your level of protection." This immediately elevated his company above the price-focused competition. Second, it aligned perfectly with how customers actually think about HVAC because he asked at the beginning. You see, nobody wakes up wanting to spend money on their HVAC system, but what they want is comfort, reliability, and peace of mind. And so by creating these packages that directly address these emotional needs, Alex made price secondary to value. And then third, and this is really fascinating, the tiered system actually made sales easier because when customers could see all three options side by side, they could make their own value decisions. And instead of Alex's team trying to convince customers to spend more, customers were convincing themselves by choosing higher tiers. And for Sandra's cleaning service, the success came from three different factors. First, she completely changed the category that she was competing in. So instead of competing with every cleaning service in town on price per hour, she created a new category called home health and organization. This meant customers stopped comparing her prices to competitors because nobody else was offering these comprehensive packages. And then second, she tapped into deeper customer motivations. People don't just want a clean house, they want a healthy home, and they want to feel organized, and they want to feel like they're taking care of their family. So her tiers address these emotional needs that went way, 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 way beyond basic. Third, she built an internal upsell opportunity where customers who started with basic clean got to see the results their neighbors were getting with higher tiers. And this created organic desire to upgrade without any sales pressure. So the key insight from both examples is that when you structure your pricing tiers correctly, you're not just offering different price points, you're offering different levels of transformation for your customers. And because of because this is such an important topic, Chucky, was there any questions in the chat?
Yes, absolutely. So, Michael, look, you've struck a chord with this topic, to be honest. Let's start with this question. So some business owners might be worried that creating premium tiers will drive away their existing customers. How would you recommend handling that transition with current clients?
Yeah, that's a super duper question, Chucky. Actually, what we found is that existing customers often become your biggest advocates for the new pricing tiers. But the key is in how you roll it out. And let me share exactly how you do this. So first, you want to grandfather your existing clients at their current pricing for a set period, maybe 90 or 120 days. But here's the crucial part. You show them the new tiers and explain that while they can stay at their current level, they now have options for even better results and more value. And let me give you an example. So a business owner in the trades was worried about the same thing. So he went to his existing clients and said, because you've been with us, you get first access to these new service tiers. Plus, you can keep your current pricing for the next 90 days while you decide which tier works best for you. And what's fascinating is that about 60% of his clients, his existing clients, actually chose to upgrade to a higher tier voluntarily because they saw the additional value they could get and they wanted it. And they weren't price shopping anymore. They were value shopping. So the key is to present the tiers not as a price increase, but as an expansion of options. You're not taking anything away. You're giving them more choices. And remember, people love to buy. They just hate to be sold. And when you do it in this way, you're letting them choose to upgrade rather than forcing them to pay more.
Interesting.
So before I continue with this discussion, we're going to take a 90-second break.
Hey there, business owners. Let me ask you something. Are you tired of blending in with your competitors? Frustrated with slow growth and slim margins? Well, I've got news for you. Everything you've ever learned about growing your business is wrong. But don't worry. I'm here to let you in on a secret weapon, your position of market dominance. It's what sets you apart, makes you irreplaceable, and has customers lining up at your door. My name is Michael Barbarita from Next Step CFO. I know what you're thinking. Sounds great, Michael, but how do I find my position of market dominance? Well, that's exactly why we've created our game-changing implementation program called Next Step to Market Dominance. In just 90 days, we'll guide you step by step to a position of market dominance by uncovering your unique strengths that competitors can't touch, by crafting a message that resonates deeply with your ideal customer, by building a strategy that turns you into the go-to expert in your field. Now, this isn't theory. These are battle-tested strategies that have helped businesses like yours double, triple, and quadruple their revenue. Don't let another quarter go by struggling to stand out. It's time to dominate your market, period. Go to nextstepcfo.net/contact, fill out the form, and in the message section, put the word dominate. Or call us at 781-326-3822. That's nextstepcfo.net/contact, or call us at 781-326-3822.
Well, welcome back. We're discussing how to set up pricing tiers for optimum pricing and stop competing with your competition at that race to the bottom by lowering prices. So let me share another example of the premium price formula in action. So Mary, who owns a personal training studio, like most fitness businesses, she was competing on price, offering intro specials, matching competitors' rates, discounting packages. Her average client value was about $200 a month, and she was working about 70 hours a week, and she was breaking even. So here's what she did when she implemented the premium price formula that we talked about in the open. So step one was problem identification. Once again, she surveyed her clients. That's an important step here, because she found that 80% of her customer base cared more about results than price. 90% wanted accountability between sessions because they didn't have the willpower. 85%, yeah, of course, right? 85% struggled with nutrition, and then 75% needed help with recovery. And so the second thing was, so she did value stacking. Instead of just selling training sessions, she created complete, what she called transformation packages. She had custom nutrition planning, recovery protocols, daily accountability, addressing all these problems that the customers said they had, progress tracking and success coaching. And then step three is that she implemented before and after photos, measurement tracking, performance metrics, success stories, and client testimonials. And then she raised prices 75%, but she backed it with a results guarantee. that if they did all the work, that they would get the results. Progress milestones, success metrics, transformation timeline, and a satisfaction promise. And what happened is her client base actually grew by 40% within 90 days, and her clients started thanking her for raising their prices because they were getting better results than ever before. And that's all they cared about, was getting the results.
Yeah.
And one client said, I'm paying more, but getting 10 times the value. Another said, this is the first time I feel like I'm investing in success, not just buying training sessions. And the premium pricing formula works because it shifts the entire conversation from cost to value. Yep. And when you can show people exactly how you'll transform, change, modify, adjust, improve their situation, price becomes all totally secondary to the results. So now let me show you how this premium pricing strategy works in let's say the professional services industry. So an accounting firm that transformed their business by creating what they call success level services, instead of charging hourly rates like every other accounting firm, they created 3 distinct service tiers. One is the essential business support, which was monthly bookkeeping, which included bank reconciliations, income and expense tracking, basic financial statements. Secondly, continuing under essential business support was quarterly tax planning, which are estimated tax calculations and basic deduction review. Then also under this initial basic business support was annual tax preparation, payroll. They did payroll for the company, and also compliance monitoring, where they would notify the client with deadlines and basic filing requirements. And then they had this business growth accelerator, which was advanced bookkeeping with departmental tracking, class tracking, and project costing, which is what a lot of trades want. But also under this growth accelerator, second tier was monthly tax strategy. So proactive tax planning and advanced deduction analysis, and then complete payroll management, including multiple states, benefits administration, and HR compliance. And then they had this other tier called Wealth Builder Elite. And this was tax wealth building strategies that was incorporated under this tier. Advanced tax strategies and wealth transfer planning. There was a monthly advisory board that had tax consultations where they have a couple of tax practitioners on a little board answering questions for the client, complete HR solutions with an employee handbook and policy development and training, success systems, which included business valuation and exit planning and succession strategies. And their average client value increased from $500 to $2,500 per month. And clients started referring more and more business because they were getting real results, not just clients and getting their taxes filed. They got real results. And so, and then let me show you this example from the insurance industry, where an insurance agency created what they called protection levels, where they had basic coverage tier, which was a standard policy review. They had claims assistance. So if there was a claim, they could call the agency directly instead of calling the company. And then the agency would call the company if necessary. Annual rate shopping, which was basic carrier comparison. Policy documentation, which was digital storage of the policies with basic explanations. And then regular renewal updates. And then they had what they called a complete protection tier, which was quarterly coverage review, which was a risk assessment, gap analysis, and coverage optimization. Priority claims, which was a 24/7 claim support. They had also offered negotiation assistance with the claims, which was interesting. Continuous rate monitoring, some risk management tools for loss prevention and safety training. And then a personal risk advisor, which is a dedicated insurance agent, and you had his direct phone number, his cell phone number, or his or her cell phone number. And then the third tier was a security package that they called it a security package. And it was monthly strategy sessions with comprehensive risk planning, claims prevention system with risk monitoring and emergency response plan, premium audit defense, which was classification reviews and mod analysis for workers' comp, executive risk management, which include personal liability protection and wealth preservation, and then lifetime coverage guarantees, which include rate lock options and coverage commitments. And their average premium per client actually doubled because they were adding this value. They were charging extra for these tiers. It was outside their regular premium. And client retention was 95% because they were providing real value just beyond the insurance policies. And so let me explain why this tiered approach transformed both of these traditionally price-sensitive industries. For the accounting firm, the tiered system worked for three powerful reasons. First, it transformed accounting from a necessary expense into a business investment. Instead of selling compliance services, it was selling business growth and wealth building. And this completely changed how clients viewed the cost. And then second, it eliminated the dreaded hourly rate comparison. When clients can compare hourly rates with the competition, they naturally chose the lowest rate. But how do you compare a wealth builder elite program to a standard accounting service? You can't. And that's the point. Third, it's created predictable revenue while increasing value. So clients love knowing exactly what they pay each month, and the firm could staff appropriately because they knew exactly what each tier required for support. And for the insurance agency, the success came from three different factors. First, it shifted the conversation from insurance prices to risk protection. Instead of competing on premium costs, you were selling peace of mind and protection. And this made the agency's fees secondary to the value that they were getting. Second, it turned a once-a-year transaction into an ongoing relationship. And by providing monthly and quarterly services, they stayed relevant to clients year-round, not just at renewal time. And third, it actually reduced claims because they were preventing problems instead of just insuring against them. And this made their premium packages even more profitable because they were reducing their own risk while protecting clients. So wondering if there are any comments or questions, Chucky, on the two examples I gave.
Certainly. Yeah, quite a bit of commentary and questions. So, Michael, here's what I'll do. I'll sort of synthesize some of the comments into a question for you. So you showed a number of examples where businesses not only raised their prices, Michael, but they saw an increase in customer and client satisfaction. Can you explain why customers actually thanked these businesses for charging more?
Right. Well, that's a fascinating observation, and it actually reveals something powerful about human psychology and value perception. So let me break it down why that happens. So first, when you charge premium prices, you can actually invest in delivering a better experience. Think about what happened with Alex's HVAC company. When he raised prices and created tiers, he could afford to hire better technicians, invest in better diagnostic equipment, and better training. And his customers weren't just paying more, they were getting more because of that extra support that he could provide because he had better technicians, better diagnostics, and better training. And second, higher prices actually change customer behavior. When people invest more, they pay more attention and engage more deeply with what you're offering. So if you look at Sandra's cleaning service, when clients moved to her premium tier, they started following her maintenance recommendations more carefully. They implemented her organization systems and they participated in her educational workshops. They became active participants in their own success. But here's the thing that, I'm sorry, Chucky, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that's a good point. I like the sort of reverse psychology impact there.
Yeah, and what no one considers is that premium prices change how customers value themselves. You see, when that personal trainer, I think it was Mary, raised her prices, and created comprehensive packages, her clients started taking their fitness goals a lot more seriously. And they weren't just buying training sessions anymore. They were investing in their transformation, in their change, in their improvement. And one client told her, for the first time, I feel like I'm making a real commitment to myself. So think about it. Have you ever bought something cheap and not valued it? Then bought something premium and taken much better care of it? And that's exactly what happens when you position your business correctly at premium prices. Customers thank you because you're helping them commit to their own success at a higher level. So before we continue this discussion, we're going to take a 90-second break.
Hey there, business owners. Let me ask you something. Are you tired of blending in with your competitors? Frustrated with slow growth and slim margins? Well, I've got news for you. Everything you've ever learned about growing your business is wrong. But don't worry. I'm here to let you in on a secret weapon, your position of market dominance. It's what sets you apart, makes you irreplaceable, and has customers lining up at your door. My name is Michael Barbarita from Next Step CFO. I know what you're thinking. Sounds great, Michael, but how do I find my position of market dominance? Well, that's exactly why we've created our game-changing implementation program called Next Step to Market Dominance. In just 90 days, we'll guide you step by step to a position of market dominance by uncovering your unique strengths that competitors can't touch, by crafting a message that resonates deeply with your ideal customer, by building a strategy that turns you into the go-to expert in your field. Now, this isn't theory. These are battle-tested strategies that have helped businesses like yours double, triple, and quadruple their revenue. Don't let another quarter go by struggling to stand out. It's time to dominate your market, period. Go to nextstepcfo.net/contact, fill out the form, and in the message section, put the word dominate. Or call us at 781-326-3822. That's nextstepcfo.net/contact, or call us at 781-326-3822.
Well, welcome back to Powerful Business Strategies, and let's look at how this premium pricing approach transformed service-based businesses. So an IT company created what they call business technology tiers, and they had essential support, which was a basic help desk, 9 to 5, phone and email support, system monitoring. This is a basic service, essentially, some data backup, and some reports that they would share. Then they had this step up called Business Accelerator. And what that was is it was a priority support where you would get 24/7 help desk and a 1-hour response guaranteed. You'd get proactive monitoring, which was real-time performance tracking and predictive maintenance. You'd get an advanced backup, which was hourly snapshots and automated disaster recovery. There was enhanced security with advanced threat protection of virus threat protection. There was employee training that went along with that. And some strategic IT planning, which was quarterly technology reviews, equipment, and software upgrade planning. And then they had this third tier, which was instant response. They called it a technology management. And this was instant response, where they would respond instantly to a support call. They would have complete system optimization, where AI-powered monitoring and automatic scaling. They also had this thing, business continuity, where instant failover, so zero downtime was guaranteed, which is just amazing. And then enterprise security was a 24/7 threat monitoring and an incident response team, along with virtual CIO services, which included monthly strategy sessions, innovation planning, and preventative cyber threat maintenance. And they increased their monthly contract from $1,000 to $3,500, and clients started referring them more because, well, they were preventing problems. They weren't just fixing them. And so then there's this example from the legal industry, and a law firm created these business protection levels that included basic legal coverage, a basic legal coverage tier, a business legal shield tier, and an executive legal protection tier. And their clients averaged their increased their sale per customer from $2,500 a month to $8,500 a month, because their satisfaction scores hit record highs because they were preventing legal problems instead of just solving them. And the transformation in these professional service businesses reveals three critical insights about premium pricing. For the IT company, the tiered system succeeded because it changed IT from a cost center to a strategic investment. Instead of being the people who fixed the computer problems, they became technology growth partners. Second, it aligned pricing with client pain points. Every business knows technology problems cost them money, and they know that they could choose their level of protection based on their risk tolerance. And then third, it made premium prices feel like a bargain. So when clients could see the cost of downtime and security breaches, the premium tier actually looked like the fiscally responsible choice. And for the law firm, the critical success factors were the fact that first, it transformed legal services into a dreaded expense, into strategic. From a dreaded expense into strategic protection. So instead of calling when there was a problem, clients were preventing legal issues before they happened. And second, it created predictable revenue for complex services. Instead of clients worrying about unpredictable hourly revenue, they got a comprehensive service for a fixed monthly fee. And then third, it allowed the firm to be proactive rather than reactive. By working with clients regularly, they could spot potential issues early, leading to better outcomes and happier clients. And the key lessons from these examples is that premium pricing works when you shift from selling services to selling outcomes. And people will pay premium prices when they can clearly see premium value. So Chucky, I didn't know if there were any questions that have come up.
There are, picking up on that last point about seeing premium value. Let's stay on that for a second. So a couple of questions from the audience, business owners coast to coast that are listening. So Michael, in your value tier system, you mentioned that premium clients often refer more premium clients. So John's a premium client, gets good service. He refers Sally, who's also a premium client. Now, why do you think this happens, and how can business owners leverage this effect?
Well, that's one of the most powerful aspects of premium pricing, Shuki. Let me explain exactly why that happens and how to leverage it. So if you think about it, when you pay premium prices and get exceptional results, that's the first thing you want to do. The first thing you want to do is you want to tell people about it. And it's like finding a great restaurant. You don't keep it to yourself, you tell your friends. Exactly. But here's the thing. You not only tell the friends who you think will, you usually only tell the friends you think will appreciate that level of quality. And so let me give you a quick example. Remember that accounting firm we talked about earlier? Mm-hmm. So when they move to their tiered, when clients move to their tiered system, their premium clients, the ones in the wealth building elite level, started referring other business owners who are also growth minded, because successful people tend to network with other successful people. Mm-hmm. And these referrals came in pre-sold on the value, not the price. And when someone gets referred by a premium client, they're not asking how much it costs. Instead, they're asking how soon we can start, because they already trust that the value is there because someone they respect vouched for it. And so, so how you leverage this is, first, you make sure your premium tier delivers extraordinary value that clients just can't help talking about. And second, just make it easier for them to refer by giving them specific language about what makes your premium service unique, which, by the way, is a position of market dominance, not to mention that. And third, this is critical. Create shareable moments in your service delivery that clients naturally want to tell others about.
Yeah.
So you got to remember that premium clients don't just have bigger budgets; they have better networks. And when you serve them well, you're not just getting one client; you're getting access to the entire circle. of influence. Shuki, I think it's time for compliments, and then I have some closing comments.
Yes, very energized about this segment of the show, Business Compliments segment. We'll start with Amy Singleton. She is the owner of Height Digital Norman. They're based in Oklahoma. And Michael, get this, after spending a small fortune on digital marketers and web design for their own business, with candidly lackluster results, Amy and her husband, Joseph, decided to make things happen for themselves and really for other business owners. Now they are able, through their business, Height Digital Norman, to provide digital marketing with real results. You can find out more about Amy, Joseph, and the team at heightdigital.com/Norman. The next business owner for us to spotlight in today's segment is Lucas Machota and Milton Machota. It's interesting with Curb Studio. Now, they are based in Massachusetts. And Michael, you know Lucas and Milton quite well. Yep. And it's just remarkable, right? They are an award-winning father and son leadership team dedicated to excellence in landscape design and build. And when we think of Curb Studio, we think of a manifestation, Michael, of the American dream on multiple levels, right? Now, on the first level, the American dream to start a family business, which is how you started the show today, Michael. The second level, the American dream to have a dream backyard where you could host friends and family. And then the American dream to get the best possible service to take your home experience to the next level. And this is really what Curb Studio is about, right? They are a dream team for design and build concepts. And you could learn more at curbsinc.net. Now, Michael, correct me. How do you say that last name? Because I love the pronunciation.
Yeah, it's Machado.
Machado, brilliant. Yeah. So I'll let Lucas and Milton know they've got to give us an A+ on that. So look, the next business owner to spotlight. And by the way, folks, these compliments, these business owners are not compensating us for these compliments. These are compliments that Michael and I research and we really pour our heart and our gratitude into. Alex Lamas with Sexy Trees, based in California. That's the next business owner that we want to spotlight. And Michael, get this, they are a certified provider of really impactful tree care, plant care, and pest removal services. And here's a client testimonial, a real authenticated client testimonial. Here's what they said. We had 3 bids on a tree project, and Alex and team were the most knowledgeable, and they noted several things that the other service providers did not mention, including an infestation in part of our tree, which had to be dealt with. So again, kudos to Alex Lamas and team. You can find out more about them at sexytrees.com. And then the last business owner to spotlight in today's segment is Brooke Jenkins with Jenkins for Health. And Brooke and her husband, Brian, were born and raised in Oregon, and they've been married for over 2 decades. She is committed as a health and wellness coach. And here's her inspirational headline, Michael. I am very passionate about helping others set, achieve, and sustain their health goals. So, folks, as you prepare for a new year, and we're in that time period where New Year's resolutions and plans are being made, you could find out more about Brooke and team at jenkinsforhealth.com. So, Michael, with that, I'll toss it back over to you.
Thank you, Chucky. So let me quickly give you the steps for creating your own premium pricing tiers. And I call this the value tier system. And step 1 is service level definition, where you create 3 distinct service levels. You create an essential level tier, which covers basic needs and expectations, and an enhanced level tier, which solves common pain points, and then a premium level, which provides complete peace of mind. And then step 2, value communication for each level. So clearly define the problems that are solved, the benefits that are provided, the guarantees that are offered, the support that's included, and any additional value like unique features that separate each tier. And so So with that, we do have to sign off. We do run out of time. So to get a copy of the book, Powerful Business Strategy, simply go to our website, www.nextstepcfo.net. It's totally complimentary. It's our contribution to the business world. And until next Monday at noon Eastern Time, for Chukio Bio, my name is Michael Barbarita. And remember, don't keep doing what your competition is doing.
You have been listening to Powerful Business Strategies, finding out that everything you ever learned about growing your business is wrong. Tune in next week and every week at noon Eastern Time on W4CY Radio with your host, Michael Barbarita of Next Step CFO and moderator Chukio Bio.